I got you. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody back to the Built Different podcast. This is High and Inside, episode 26. Here with my guys. Season's almost over. In the playoffs. Round 1 is done. I'm your host, Thomas Saxby. Here with Wulfy. Here with Ricky Mickey II. And we got a great episode for you today. But, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share because we're going to be at this weekly. And we got some amazing content lined up for the offseason on the baseball side of this. So, with that being said, Wulfy, what's up, man? I know the Mets are going through it. Take us through it.
All right. So the Mets are going through it. Classic LOL Mets. We all know that. We're going to talk about the Mets a little bit later, but we got to talk about something that is going around the league that is so epic that I do not understand why a team that is 75 wins, not even in the playoffs, no threat to anybody, is getting this hate, which is the Phantom IL hate. The Phantom IL is ridiculous. I understand we utilized it. We did it with LeCastro. We did it with Nitto because he got something poked in his eye at night. Oh my God, he poked himself in the eye. He's out for 4 weeks.
Dorito does,
just as we brought up Nick.
That cool.
Bro,
Told you.
And you know what's the sad? And it looks good because
it happens. It's happening to me.
And bro, we brought it up, and then we also brought up Michael Perez when it happened. He had 500, so no one thinks about it. Guess what? The Yankees, Josh Donaldson, 60-day DL, 14 days into
again.
I hope Ricky, I hope he comes back and snitches on Brian Cashman. He will become my top 5 favorite Yankee of all time. Sorry, Mo, you're out. Josh Donaldson is in. He's my favorite. Yeah, Jeter, take a seat.
You keep your mouth shut.
Bro, 14 home runs, 190 average. There's a little something going on there. But anyway, the problem is that these guys are not injured. Thor with the Dodgers, he was not injured. These guys do not play well, so they get put on the injury list. That being said, I do not disagree with it. If a guy is really bad and you can kind of convince MLB to put him on the DL, or the IL, whatever it is now, I actually kind of don't mind that because there's times if you make the right roster moves to replace the guy and everything works out, okay, I'm good with it. But I don't think a GM should be fired because of that. Like I said, we'll get into the whole Epler situation.
Scapegoat.
But I kind of like the Phantom IL. I'll be honest.
You like the Phantom IL, and you still gonna snitch on my guy Cashman at the same time?
Yeah, if I'm gonna get punished, everybody's getting punished.
You need no Brown.
Yo, Anthony Rendon, Phantom IL.
I'm the guy.
Anthony Rendon, Phantom IL.
Bro, you need no Brown. I can't believe you just need no Brown.
Yo, I will drop the dime bag if I'm going down with the ship.
City reference, that movie might be a little foreign to y'all, but yeah, go do your research. But yo, I cannot believe you. Oh my gosh.
But yo, Ricky, give us your opening take.
Or response.
Oh my God. Well, on the contrary to how I know my man is feeling about the Mets, and of course I'm gonna say salute Buck Showalter. I'm always gonna have respect and love for him.
Absolutely.
We could do a little mini pour out for him right now.
Oh yeah, I mean? Actually, yeah, we should. We should actually, because I'll be honest, that was I've been alive for 29 years almost. Coming up, Willie, Terry Manuel, Luis Rojas, Mickey Callaway, Buck Showalter. I'll be honest,
the Callaway era was so bad.
Willie, Buck were my favorite.
Mickey Callaway was dog shit.
Oh my God, he was so bad. He was bad. Don't bring up Mickey and think you can just skip by that. But you gotta address him if you're gonna bring him up.
That being said, Buck had the second most wins as a Met manager ever, so really he does deserve a pour out. He was
in 2 years?
Wait, a year and a half?
Bro, dude, he had 2 years. His first year was 101 wins. It was the second most wins ever in the Mets history.
History, like all of the coaches. No one is amassed.
The only team that had more wins than him was 1986.
No, but you're talking about his one season, not like all the managers, like all their time put together. He really has the second most wins ever.
No, Met manager.
That's what I'm saying. Like of all the Mets managers, he's second.
Not combined. He had the second best. Okay. He had the second best.
I was about to say
ever.
we need to look into that.
No.
Season.
No,
I'm ready to roast.
No, in a season. No, he had the second best win record in a season ever.
But yeah, man. I mean, I love Buck Showalter. I just, when you guys hired him, I kind of had this feeling that he wasn't going to be, the guy that was going to get you guys a chip anyway, because he's living in the old school mentality. He's still very, very old school. We see how that's going these days with all these old school managers. They're just getting destroyed in this league. Granted, he still managed an 101 win ball club. But I really didn't think Buck Showalter was the guy for the Mets. But on the flip side, I loved him on the Mets. Like he's so organic. Like I love Buck Showalter. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely pour it out to him. I don't think he's done. I do think he gets picked up. If it's not this year, I think he gets picked up for one more run.
It'll probably be hell no.
No.
It'll be a veteran club.
No, seriously,
it'll be a veteran club ready to win now. It will not be. He may take a year off. He may not even go right into it. He's gonna wait for the right opportunity before that comes. He may even wait for the Yankee job, which I was gonna get to, because I'm like a lot of New Yorkers are not happy with the fact that I think that Boone at least.
Yo, you're right. Yo, Wulfy's right. Oh, he's actually trying to be the Angels' next fucking manager. What the?
No, he's not trying to be. He's gonna be the next Angels manager. I'm gonna pay
Does he know something we don't know?
No, he's gonna go to the Angels. I'm telling you, bro.
Bro, this is like when Joe Girardi went to the Phillies, bro. Like, why are you doing it to yourself, man?
Oh no! At least when Joe went, whoa! When Joe went, there was talent. At least it made sense.
But you knew Joe Girardi wasn't gonna get the fucking Phillies anywhere. You know that.
No, we knew he would at least be 8. He'd go 500 and get bounced and look stupid while doing it. But why would Buck? That's the main key. Look stupid while doing it. I don't understand.
Yeah,
Buck.
We don't even know what the Angels are gonna have next year.
No. Sachs, I agree with Ricky 100%. Why would you do it this stage? It makes no sense.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm agreeing like across the board. What the? I'm just confused. Why why? Why does he want that?
The only thing that
he didn't get fired by the Mets, right? He voluntarily left, right?
Wolf would have that info.
All right, bro. Buck,
because he put
gonna get fired.
He put a quotation.
Buck got fired and had to say it. Epler resigned, bro. Everybody doesn't want to admit it. David Stearns came in and wanted to get rid of everybody. All right, Ricky, riddle me this, Batman. Epler got resigned the same day the Phantom IL news came out. Come on, bro. Like, we all fucking know. Like, he was about to be pushed out the door.
He was pushed out. That's for sure. I don't know who pushed him out per se, but he was pushed out.
Ricky, I was about to say that. Who do you actually think? Side note, who do you actually think pushed him out? Was it Buck? Did Buck actually drop those comments?
Well, we all know it's not Mr. Cohen. He has much more pressing matters on his hand. That man has a lot of money and time to focus on that. He's not worried about this right now. Not at this stage of the season.
I heard some crazy rumors.
If there's anything...
This is interesting.
No, dude, I have...
It is kind of juicy because it's like, do we give Pete Alonso some credit? Like, is he going upstairs? Like, listen...
Boris?
You him and Han about my extension.
Francisco Lindor.
Maybe the owner wants to get it done. The GM is him and Han, and that had something to do with it.
Max Scherzer.
It's a lot to speculate.
Oh,
David Robertson. It's like, nah.
I
I'm
ain't gonna
not
hold it.
joking. Did you guys see what Luis Guillorme's father put on Twitter today? Apparently, this was known.
Well,
Oh,
Luis
give it up,
Guillorme's
give it up.
father? Why the fuck is he a character in this story?
No,
Dude,
give it up.
because he's on
I'm
Mets
here
Twitter
for
right
all of
now.
it.
Dude, so you know what's crazy? I'm gonna say
all
one
the scandal.
thing. The three top guys, Buck, I'd be shocked if he dropped that cookie trail. I do hear apparently it's the trainers, but apparently a big candidate is Max Scherzer. Because he got put on the IL multiple times, and he's also Scott Boris's agent, who also took over for Alonso, which there's a report Alonso told him that, so they can do this. You have a house fire. You can come in and throw water on it. It's the same thing with the Mets. If we have a house fire right now with this news, you know what could resolve it? We just signed Pete Alonso to an 8-year extension for $250 million. And Scott Boras is his agent. The same agent as Max Scherzer, who we got rid of and lied to him and said we're not contending next year. It's a rabbit hole. We're not going to go into it too deep, but there is a lot of culprits that could be involved in this Mets case. Because they even said, you guys saw the report that came out like 2 hours ago?
Yo, Wulfy is snapping live on the podcast.
Bro, I'm
He is
revved
a
up.
whole inside. He's freaking.
Bro, I'm revved up.
Tim
If someone
Kirsten
said,
with the Mets.
bro, I will say this. I haven't talked much Mets in the last
Kirsten
month.
with the Mets right now.
Someone sent an anonymous letter to MLB The Show and
and by the way, now that we're LLC,
MLB
this is all alleged. This is all alleged. We don't want no problems. We don't want no letters.
No, we want the problem.
Cease and desist.
Ricky, I was about to say the same thing. This is all fan speculation. No, someone sent a letter to MLB and said the Mets are doing this, and that's why they investigated. Who did it is still a question, and I am dying to find out who
sent the letter.
No, we got a good whodunit.
But wow, man, to get up off the Mets real quick,
please,
because we'll come back. We'll come back to the Mets. Rest in peace, Tim Wakefield. He recently passed away. Our good old knuckleballer, Red Sox legend, World Series champion. Also, Brooke Robinson passed away. R.I.P. Brooke.
Right.
Wait,
so arguably the greatest fielding third baseman ever. Even though, in my opinion, it really ain't even arguable.
No question. Give me 20 seconds.
Yeah, I wouldn't even I like to make arguments, but I don't have an argument for that one. Brooks Robinson was the greatest defensive third baseman ever. The stuff he was doing, man. He would catch balls that would be hot corner.
Bro, yeah,
I don't know.
He was definitely he was definitely a pioneer for the hot corner for sure. No doubt about that.
Man,
that's why so many players paid so many third basemen in general, because Brooks Robinson, he wasn't the most popular player, but for third baseman, the guys that play the position, oh yeah.
I mean, you talk to an Oriole fan, they gonna rep for sure.
Oh no, of course, like Orioles fans, but around the league, his name isn't popular, but to third baseman though, and they showed out. They showed out for him with their cleats, their messages, everything. Yeah, so rest in peace, Brooke Robinson, and rest in peace, Tim Wakefield, knuckleballer legend. But we just had
two legendary, iconic players at their position. For what Wakefield did for that pitch, and what Brooks did as far as the defensive prowess at that position. Definitely salute, man. Definitely salute.
Absolutely. So moving on, we got news today that Sandy Alcantara is going to have Tommy John surgery.
No way.
Yeah. So he's going to be out all next year, which kind of sucks because, for me, I feel like if the Marlins are going to take another step, they need something more than what they have, and now they're losing Alcantara, so that kind of sucks.
You know what? I think if they had a crystal ball and they knew this was going to happen last year, they probably don't do the Paulo Lopez trade. I know Luis hit
I don't know, man. It's a rise though. He's 350. Playoffs.
No. That's in hindsight. I'm saying last year, if they didn't know, you know what I mean. If they had no clue, I know he was the AL batting champion also. But if they had no clue, it's dang, and then we know.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So they're
Sandy's
gonna
be out.
have no clue that Arise is gonna be good, but they're gonna have the clue that Alcantara gets destroyed.
Mm.
You know,
This just sucks, man. Because they heavily lean on pitching so much. You know what I mean? They almost can survive an injury to Arias before him.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how to put it.
Bro, they got so many arms, but it's like
pitching.
they don't have another Alcantara who can give you 9 innings. And I mean, we know he struggled this year, so maybe this has been a lingering injury after how much he did last year. Right. Maybe he just blew out his arm.
He pitched a ton of innings in back-to-back
last year,
years.
right? His Cy Young year, yeah. And it just sucks because
or something.
That's another guy that can go 9 innings. That's now done for the like. We don't know if he comes back and does this again. Like that's another one of our 9-inning guys gone, which sucks.
If you think about the last 2 or 3 years, almost everybody that we could look at as someone that's been like an absolute horse, like give the ball and you know that you don't got to worry about anything for 8 innings. They've been going down. Verlander, the Scherzer, the DeGrom,
hey, Framber Valdez is still pushing, so we got that guy now.
Yo, I'll give you a better example, Ricky.
Framber, man, oh my god,
those guys were 40 years old. Walker Buehler.
Walker, yeah, and Walker this is Buehler. Second one. This is Walker's second Tommy John.
The good thing, though, looking at his contract, though, he's still there for 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons, if 5, if not a club option. So you know what, they could still bank on him, but clearly he was
talking about Walker
all season. No, Alcantara.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, no.
They could still benefit from him all year because they are, coming up because he was hurt all year. I mean, clearly, if he had this injury, so that's probably why it was exaggerated. But they've had him for 5 more years. That's pretty good.
Well, since we're definitely talking about the Marlins, I want to give a salute to their GM, their president of baseball operations, Kim Yang. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think you're right. Yeah. I'm not too sure. I'll be honest.
Yeah, man. She's done.
Oh no, she's bugging. She's doing her thing. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
She's awesome. Her shit.
Listen, that trade alone for Luis Ariz, that trade alone.
There's not enough people on the internet. There's not enough people on national television talking about her. Like she's a cliff note. No, she's the
general manager, right?
Foresight to deal Pablo for Luis, and
that's what I'm saying. That was a pretty risky trade. That took some balls, bro.
I wasn't for it. And she proved me right. Proved me wrong.
She's someone because it's like we all looked at Ariz last year, not us all, because I'm pretty sure there were some people that said he's going to be a good hitter forever. No one thought he could replicate what he did last year because he was hitting the ball really well last year. No one knew not alone could he replicate it, but he could do better. Right. Well, she did.
Right. She gave a
Pablo Lopez
a little bit of pop, which is all he needed. A little more pop in that bat, yeah.
Well, it's just like he hit the ball better in comparison to last year. I mean, he needs to get better in the second half of the season, no doubt. But
the weather is better in Miami than Minnesota. We all know.
I like Miami. I think they got to spend money this offseason and just wait for Alcantara to come back. I think they'll be okay.
I want to see them get some hitters.
Dude, she made solid moves though.
She did. And remember during the trade deadline when when we were sitting here like, wow, Marlins one of the only teams that made 4, 5, 6 deals. She was aggressive. They got the Marlins to the playoffs.
Bell, Robertson.
Non-COVID year.
Yep, dude.
Right.
Excellent deals. And by the way, I want to say one thing to defend her. Robertson was a solid deal. He sucked for the Marlins. Out of nowhere. He had a 1.9 ERA for the Mets, and he went there and blew 4 starts in a row.
I was waiting.
No, is not at fault for that.
I don't want to shit on David Robertson or anything, but I was so shocked he was doing good on the Mets, on the Phillies last year. I was just waiting for him to crash down to earth. I think Cubs. I think the Mets really Yeah, you guys really finessed by being able to get anything out of that trade for him because it's like
Listen.
he has like 3 pitches. You know, his velocity's going down.
Yep.
Like
He's
2
40.
pitches. 2
I am a
pitches.
Yankee fan.
Like,
I know this
you know,
man.
and I loved David
always
Robertson when
had
he was on
2
the
pitches.
Yankees, when he was backing up Mariano Rivera, and then eventually got the closer role after he left. Like, I loved Yankee David Robertson. Don't get me wrong. But, like, him in the league now, I was just so confused watching him be so good. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude. And by the way, I want to say one thing, though. Not only was he good, he was dominant. He took over
Dominant.
for Diaz. Like, he was like he barely ever lost a save. The problem is we didn't have any saves for him. That being said, I would love if Kim became the new Mets manager or GM. Because there's some talk about it.
So, moving on. Go ahead. Sorry.
When he had those 2 pitches and he was elite, that fastball was 95 to 98, topping out at 99. Now he's throwing 92, 94 and hoping that he gets full hits.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't understand it.
It's not happening. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, so moving on real fast. Jerry, how do you say his last name? Mariners owner,
Dipoto.
GM, Jerry.
Dipoto.
Yeah, Jerry Dipoto. Whatever he is for the Seattle Mariners. He made comments recently. And I kind of wanted your guys' opinion. I think me and Ricky are going to have a little bit of an argument for this. But he basically said that the fans should be grateful because he's putting a winner on the field every year. He says he wants to average 89 wins. Like, he had a whole math for this. He wants the Mariners to average 89 wins a year because that's what the fans want and that they should be more thankful because he's constantly putting a winning product on the field.
Oh, go ahead. I can't
So, I agree. First off, I fucking agree. And here's why I agree. Because, okay, look at the Padres and how much money they spent. Look at the Mets, how much money they spent. Ricky, look at your goddamn stinky-ass Yankees and look how much money that they spent. Don't
Ricky,
mean to come
I'm
at you.
so on your side, Ricky. Oh, my God.
Okay? Think about those teams. And then think about the teams that don't do nothing, like the Athletics. They're losing their whole team. The Rays are losing their whole stadium. These teams that play it safe and they trade for the prospects every year. The Mariners have found a medium, and I like this medium. You want to know why? Because even though it's a medium, the Mariners are trying to win it every year without breaking the bank. And what they got out of that was a whole rebuild full of prospects like Julio Rodriguez, Kalenic, right? They still got these players. And on top of that, bro, they got Luis Castillo anyway by trading prospects. And they're going to keep growing. They got Teoscar Hernandez. He's going to resign. Go ahead, Wolfie. Let's go. Come on,
I am so fucking mad at you. I got to say one thing. Who did the Seattle Mariners sign this year? Tell me.
They traded for Teoscar Hernandez.
No. I said signed. Signed,
but at the same time,
Wolfie,
and I,
stop the butts.
No,
there's
no
buts.
No, that's fine. That's fine. They didn't sign anybody. They probably should have bolstered their roster a little bit.
Probably.
Wolfie,
no,
they had a top rotation in the league going into the season. They had an improved lineup going into the season. Their bullpen was good. They traded their bullpen at the deadline.
They literally gave bullpen away.
They can't help that Julio walked in and hit fucking 200 to start the year. That Kalenic couldn't play. Like, what?
They need bats. They had Ty France that did nothing.
Who struggled. They were expecting a bat out of him.
Suarez will strike out 200 times a year.
Suarez had it down here. They were expecting more out of him.
They traded for more pitching. Like, what are we talking about? They give away Seawald for
pitching
fucking
wins
nothing.
Championships.
Yes, but if you have bats, I told you guys, it was the same thing with Arizona. I'm shocked they won. If you guys don't have like 4 guys above 800 OPS, because that's a new stat, they're not going to win. They have like no one.
And that's fair. But let me ask you something, Wolf.
But I'll say one thing. Going into next year, Dipoto, give us some time. Yeah, no shit, but like spend money. You haven't proved that.
I am just focused on his comments.
I fucking love
and this motherfucker. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, they're Mariner tinted. They're Mariner color tinted. I made sure I'm gonna pull them out for this. You are running a franchise that has never been to the World Series. You never been like the Wiz song on Pushing Orange Juice, which is my joint, by the way. Wish I could play right now. Anyway. You cannot talk like you have the equity of a GM that has done this before. Like, it'd be one thing if Brian Cashman, who nobody want to hear his name right now, who is a proven champion doing this, saying, listen, fans, I need to preach patience to you guys. We've done this before. You have to have a track record.
Yes!
Jerry, you got here. We got all this talent. These fans have not seen, they haven't felt it. Yo, son, Nirvana was the last time these fans have felt something in Seattle, yo.
Like, what are you talking? He put the first playoff team on the field in how many years? Felix Hernandez didn't even fucking see the playoffs. What are we talking about?
That's not. Who was Boone is about to be fired from the Yankees, and he's put a playoff team on the team 5 years in a row. That is crazy talk. Because he did it one time in 16 years.
You sat here this season and said the Mariners could win the fucking World Series.
No, you did. You did, Sax.
You said it too. You said it too.
I said if they have good pitching along with their hitting sucks.
Either way, Ricky, you said it too.
You need hitting. No, I never once.
Right.
Ricky, go.
So
bro,
hold on.
I've never once on this podcast said the Seattle Mariners would make the World Series because I
said that they were. You said that they have
a contender with their pitching, but their pitching did not comprehend their hitting.
Exactly.
Their hitting went off.
They have what it takes to make a deep run. Their players just didn't perform.
Why should I wait for that? Because you didn't.
Wait for what? He's putting winning teams on the field.
No, because the problem is he did that last year, and the problem is they didn't add to that. They went to the playoffs last year. They came back against the fucking Blue Jays, 7 down in the fucking 9th, but they didn't add to that offense.
What did the Seattle Mariners do before that? They wasted the legend of Felix Hernandez. That's exactly what they did.
But what happened this year? This year is not a fluke. Ricky,
he immediately got into Seattle.
Okay.
He immediately got into Seattle, and he signed Robertson Cano immediately. ASAP. That was his first fucking move.
And how did that turn out?
How did we know that was going to happen? He was one of the best baseball players of all the time when he fucking signed that contract.
What did the Yankees with Giancarlo? Like, it happens. You guys fucked up. It's okay.
So you're telling me it's a bad move because in hindsight...
No, it's a bad move that they gave up Edwin Diaz to us. That's a bad move.
How is that a bad move?
Because he's one of the best closers in baseball.
He had to give up Edwin Diaz to get out of the Cano contract. But at the same time, you gave up Kelenic. And I
tell me the last time that closers are the What?
The Seattle Mariners have a negative record when Jared Kelenic is in the lineup. Fun fact.
Bro, Jared Kelenic was also one of the most overhyped prospects.
He's also hitting like 230 when Kelenic was in the lineup.
Bro, when the deal was made, everyone was marveling because Seattle traded a closer and got Jared Kelenic. Jared Kelenic was one of the top prospects in the league. How can Jerry Dipoto be at fault because he didn't pan out? What? He still can pan out too. He had a decent year this year.
Oh, I think Kelenic can still be a stud.
Wait a second. I actually agree with you. That's a great deal because he got rid of a contract. I never said that. I said you can't fault him for doing that because Edwin is a good player. By the way, Brody got ripped. For making that trade. And Edwin is a stud now for us, and we have him for 5 more years. That's a great trade.
No, I'm still not letting Sax slide for not getting on Jerry Dipoto's head top for those soft comments, trying to save his job so he could go 85 and 77 and think shit is cool. No, you have a stud team now. It's time to press up. Stop being pussy. I'm sorry, yo. I gotta say it.
But it's what I'm saying though
we
is
have a good team. If we win 89-90, then we're cool, right, guys? Right, guys? We all right. We're cute little winning. No, bro. You just had a whole ovation for Shohei Ohtani to come through. It's time to cash in, yo. I'm a New Yorker, but I've had mad respect for the Mariners for so long. They've had too many great teams to not say they've never been to a World Series. Never been to one. That is
but that's what I'm...
Ricky, can I give you
Jerry should be looking up every morning saying that is my goal to get this team into the World Series. You got Baltimore looking like they're going to be a juggernaut. They're going to be a juggernaut. You better start loading up right now for them. Right now. Right now.
I'm
safe,
sticking.
Yo. Jerry playing it safe, yo. Jerry Dipoto, stop being a punk, yo. Grab your nuts. You're a grown man. Go sign somebody. Stop being a punk, yo.
Listen, I'll
Somebody
stick by
find
it.
his Twitter, yo.
I'm sticking by it, bro. Like his comments could have been better, but at the same time, bro, he put a team on that field.
From the GM?
Bro, if the team didn't underperform, they're the AL West champions. They're waiting to play the playoffs right now, tomorrow, as we speak.
Waiting.
It's still
Wulfy, what are we?
I'm not worried about the results of what happened the other night. If they advanced and then got knocked out in the DS, if they advanced and got knocked and swept in the makeup of the team right now.
Who are the Astros facing right now? They're facing the Astros are facing the fucking Twins.
The Astros are facing the Rangers soon because the Rangers are better Seattle and they didn't even make the playoffs last year. Seattle made the playoffs and didn't even make it this year. So what are we talking about?
This is all
right
of the
now this offseason. You're gonna be third place in your own division, bro.
Yes,
you're gonna be
Ricky. Thank you. Because that's exactly
I don't want to hear that. You need to look at what's going on,
bro.
Literally, the Rangers jumped them by 2 spots. 2 spots. They didn't go into like
1 year.
Yes,
bro.
And they spent money. What did Seattle
the division
do?
was decided? The division was decided by like 3 games in the last series of the year.
Started,
where the Mariners
and guess what?
Half of the season. You're not. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. I let you guys just shit on me for the past
Actually, everybody stop for like 10 seconds. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to make it. I gotta piss because you guys got me so revved up tonight.
Wow. All right, go ahead.
Oh my god.
A bunch of pens over here. That got me spilling stuff.
This is the craziest episode we've ever had in 26.
I'm not even done.
Oh my god. Like, I actually almost pissed myself.
That was good.
Yo, that was annoying me, yo.
That was good.
Come on, man.
How you feel about that, baby? Yo, my girl is just sitting here in this chair next to me, just like, what the fuck?
You want Julio Rodriguez to get Felix Hernandez again?
Ricky, he can't because he's already been in the playoffs and they've already won a series. He can't.
No, but I'm just saying he got the rest of his career ahead of him. Yo.
He won't.
I don't want to see them be a fight for the wild card team, man. They got Cal.
Bro, they were fighting for the division though.
They shouldn't be. I'm just saying, like they're better than Texas. But what
I'm asking is that this team only missed out on the division because they underperformed in the first half of the season.
Yes, but I'm saying the makeup of the team, regardless of where they are,
bro, their starting pitching is bro. Their starting pitching next year is gonna probably be the best in the league.
Lord have mercy, if you bring up pitching one more time, they need innings, son. They need more bats.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He's a free agent. He could walk. Suarez isn't the 40-homer threat that we thought he'd be.
If the Mariners,
he's a free agent after next year.
We're still waiting for free agency. If the Mariners go in and don't improve their hitting, yeah, you guys got a point. But my point is that literally the Mariners underperformed in the first half of the year. And they still missed out on the division by, what was it, 3 games? Just because they kind of flamed out at the end of the year?
I got a crazy stat for all of you guys.
with
What
that
team
much
made-
talent flamed out at the end of the year and going into next season, everyone's going to project them to be third place, bronze medal.
Not, bro. If they get some kind of hitting, which they have to get in free agency, obviously that's obvious. If they get some kind of hitting, bro, that pitching staff is going to even be more furtherly developed. Another offseason for Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Wu. They have pitching, bro. They just need one or two bullpen pieces and some hitters, bro.
Sacks. There's only
Yeah,
one
but who's
argument,
a-
Ricky.
that's
Ricky,
who our season's for.
Ricky, you are going to agree with this because you are a Yankee fan, a Met fan. We spent so much money. What team in 2022 made the most revenue in baseball? Almost $1 billion. Tell me that team.
The Orioles? I don't fucking know.
The fucking
Braves.
Seattle Mariners.
Oh,
they
Mariners.
made almost
Okay.
$1 billion last year. How much did they spend this year? They're almost in the the bottom 10 in revenue spent.
The offseason hasn't happened yet.
Bro.
Wolf, if the Mariners don't do anything this offseason, I'll agree. But you cannot sit here and lie and tell them, like, they didn't. Yes, okay, they could have gotten better hitters in the offseason. Okay, whatever. They could have done a little bit more. They put a team on the field that almost won the division and was a World Series threat. At the end of the day, regardless.
Listen,
Same team as last year.
Listen. If Jerry never made the comments, his progress and what he's done, I would have been fine with. Whatever, you swung and missed with the Wong trade. So what? All right, fine. I understood what he was trying to do. The team performed well considering a lot of things. There was a lot of guys in and out the lineup too. I've been following the Mariners. There was a lot of in and out in that lineup. For them to cobble up the offense that they did, especially in the second half of the season, that's to be saluted. They damn shit that they did.
It really is.
If Julio, you're gonna tell me if Julio wasn't great from point A to point B, they're not sitting here as the AL West winners. That's 3
He
games,
wasn't,
bro.
though.
But
He
also,
wasn't-
you
he
gotta
was not
salute
good the
guys
first
like
2
Dominic
months.
Mazzone.
That's what I'm saying. If he was
And-
good in the first 2 months and they were actually winning some games, they
That's
would have won
one
the whole
guy.
AL West.
One
I
guy.
don't know
Ty
if
That
Ty
one guy makes that
Dude,
difference,
Ty
bro.
France sucked the first 2 months too.
Do the Mariners do anything last year if Julio didn't exist?
No.
Probably
Keep it a
not.
buck, no.
Right.
No.
So
But-
yeah, it is one guy,
but that's
but
the same thing
that
as the
one guy
Mets
makes
or
a few
any other
games of a
team where
difference.
Judge
Yeah,
or the
but
Yan-
we're saying-
Judge was
we're
not there for
saying-
the Yankees this year, and if he was there, maybe they would have made the playoffs.
They would have
but you
probably
cannot-
won the AL East, bro. Like,
No,
well,
not
one.
won
That's
it.
a
Not
lot.
won it
That's a
with the
lot.
Orioles.
But they would have made the playoffs.
But
they
that's
would
the
have made
same
the
thing.
playoffs.
So because maybe that one guy would have won it, we're not going to add to him every other. The Braves even made trades. Like, what are we talking about?
I'm glad
one guy does
that's what
not
I'm
make a
getting to.
team.
Stacks, wouldn't you like to see Julio Rodriguez in a lineup that makes him look like the Ronald Acuna of the AL?
Bro,
like surrounded
again.
by a Matt
Bro,
Olson
again.
type, surrounded by a
Bro.
Ozzy Albies, and I want to see. I don't want to see them live and die.
Okay, first-
with
On
this kid
first-
does.
Rodriguez, thank
Bro,
you.
first, don't use the Braves as an example because we all established that they got some
They're
fucking.
cheating.
They got mob
They
ties.
got some
They
bullshit
cheating.
going on,
They got mob ties.
bro. When it comes to the Mariners,
saying nothing.
I'm agreeing they have to do something this offseason.
Cosa
Yes,
Nostra.
but what I'm saying though is they still put a winner on a very very good team in my opinion on the field this season. Bro, did anybody see the Rangers winning the division before the year? No, bro.
No.
Exactly.
I personally
No.
said Houston, so I won.
Like, but like even like
No, not at
like
all.
the Mariners were literally a sneeze away from the playoffs, a sneeze away from winning the division and having this bye, and then waiting for them. Bro, yes, bro. The Minnesota they were
They went
supposed
to
to
the
be in the
playoffs
spot the
last year.
Astros were.
They beat the Blue Jays
Seattle,
in the ninth
Seattle
inning.
lost some games down the
7
stretch that they
runs.
wasn't supposed to. Be honest, they
Bro.
dropped some games that they should have won.
And dude,
That's
they
it.
were
Thank
51.
you, Ricky.
They
Thank
were
you.
51 and 51.
That
They
club
should have
series,
added.
they should have took at least two.
But what I'm saying is, it showed through them subtracting and still doing phenomenal that they have a good fucking team, bro.
Who did they get
Absolutely.
for Paul Sewald?
But you gotta.
It doesn't
you
matter,
can't
bro. They
just say-
subtracted.
It
That's
does.
my point.
Bro,
It
but that's
does.
my argument. That's my argument. You can't say we got a good team and not look around and see what you got
Right.
to deal with. Yo,
But at that point, the Mariners were doing so bad, we weren't even fucking mentioning them on the podcast at all. The Mariners got no fucking screen time from us this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Even though
if the Mariners don't get Shohei Ohtani or Cody Bellinger, I'm gonna be a little worried.
Like I said, I don't think they need a couple real scrappy hitters. I don't think they need they could use a stud. They could definitely use a stud.
They got enough scrap. Dylan Moore is scrappy. Dominic Mazon is scrappy.
They need a stud. They need Ohtani. If they do not get Ohtani next year, they will
JP
not make
Crawford
the
has
playoffs
improved a lot. I like what JP Crawford's done this year. He definitely stepped up his game.
That's what I'm saying. We love Cal. We love Cal. We love JP. Suarez is still going to be there. They need people to keep the fucking lineup going if they don't get a stud, and they'll do that. Don't worry. We'll have enough more time to talk about the Mariners in the offseason.
Maybe the Pirates one day will trade freaking Brian Reynolds to someone who cares. Maybe not.
But to break this up a little bit, and bro, I don't want to honestly. My last take is I also don't want to hear that the fucking the Mariners don't. Did they trade it for Luis Castillo though? You know what I mean? They make moves. They make moves.
Don't sign.
Right. But at the same time, look at all the players that got fucking money this offseason, and what was the result of that? Give us some time. He's picking and choosing his battles correctly at the moment.
Fair point.
Maybe they could have gotten Dansby Swanson. You know what I mean? They could have gotten someone like that. But
that would be a solid move for them.
Yeah.
I mean, in hindsight, JP Crawford had a better year.
Right.
So
did he really?
Yeah, he did. JP Crawford was outstanding.
I'm actually a big
this
JP
year.
Crawford fan, so I'm not saying
he started hitting
like
at least. Once JP Crawford became a 15 homer guy, his value.
Yeah, he was the top of the lineup doing his thing. But let's move on. Let's talk some playoffs. So I think we can agree now that we can get on the same page and shit on teams together. Let's start here. The Minnesota Twins.
Yeah!
Sweep.
Oh, man.
The Minnesota Twins sweep the Toronto Blue Jays. And for whatever reason, I didn't see this coming.
I ain't a bet, man.
Wow. The Minnesota Twins win their first playoff series in forever.
I'm so fucking happy. I told all of you 2 months ago, if they do not play the Yankees, they will advance. They have the pitching. I'll be honest, the Toronto hitting was a little weak, but I'm so happy.
A little?
Yeah, clearly.
Yo, fuck this. The Toronto Blue Jays, man, they're entering this space that I put a lot of sports teams in, where next year, I don't care what they do in the offseason, I don't care what they do in the regular season, for me to care about the Blue Jays, I need to see them winning in the postseason at this point. I'm done with it, bro. I'm done with hearing every year, they got all the kids, they got all the Legends kids, and look at their rotation, and all this shit. And then they get on the field, and they play like ass. Like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., one of my favorite players in the league. Come on, man. Lead your, go ham. Go off.
Ass. Big Sean.
And the moves were questionable. They got rid of Gabe Moreno and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for Dalton Varsho, which I didn't really understand. They got rid of Teoscar Hernandez for Eric Swanson. They did a whole bunch of questionable shit.
I never understood that either.
Bro, Alek Manoah completely, the train fell apart. I don't know if he's even going to come back and do anything next year. He doesn't even want to play baseball anymore, I think.
How much does he want it?
This is bad. And that's what I'm saying. It's I'm done. I don't care about the Blue Jays anymore, bro. It's the same. I'll say the same thing about the Brewers. We'll get to that. It's the same way I feel, bro. I'm over it. I'm done hearing about them. I hope they get no hype going into next year. Because, I'm done sitting here saying, Blue Jays, they can make a World Series run. They really can do it. And then they just come out, and it's a bunch of clowns out there. George Springer, he ain't add nothing to that team. I'm shocked. It's bad. It's bad. Come on, Biggio throwing pitchers down to the ground and pretending like he's hurt. That was an ass move.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
Oh, my
Don't get me
word.
started on that. Ricky, you go.
Yo.
I'm about to explode.
I'm gonna keep it brief. All that ranting and raving that I just did about the Mariners, if I knew this topic was gonna be before that, I probably have more energy for the Blue Jays. Everything that I was screaming about with that team, I mean on Seattle, I can take it back and throw way more at this Toronto team. I know it's not good for podcasting, whatever. I'm looking at the fans. I know it's not good for podcasting to agree with your co-hosts and stuff like that, but I'm absolutely agreeing with Sax. Like, who, like, you can come to me in the street and sell me a bottle of this. Like, I can't do this. Like, nah, son, this is gonna
Bro.
turn my skin green. Like,
Would
I'm
you-
itching already.
Would you believe me
Like,
if at the
Toronto
beginning
makes
of the
me itchy.
year, if at the beginning of the year, would you believe me if I told you that the Blue Jays are going to go into the playoffs not as the division winner, but as one of the worst wild card? No, the worst wild card. The Blue Jays are going to get in as the worst wild card, and they're only going to score one fucking run, in their entirety of the playoffs. One run
to start the
is
year.
all
I'm
they
gonna
scored.
believe you. But I'm tired of putting myself through that, and I'm sure we're all tired of it. Like, yo, but I want to apologize to Jerry Dipoto now. Like, for some reason, I feel like it's necessary. I'm gonna do that. I'm apologizing to this man in the same podcast that I tore him apart. I apologize because I don't even know who's running things in Toronto anymore. Like, I know Alex was there briefly. He bounced. He's in Atlanta doing amazing things. Bo Bichette trade demand coming? Is it not?
Nah, I don't think it's that deep. Like, but that's my issue with them is that on the other end, it's like, you can put a winning. This team has way more talent than the Mariners, but they keep making these goofy moves, and
More talent.
you know what I mean?
Way.
I would say way because we're talking about, like, okay, Manoah fell apart, but at the beginning of the year, Manoah, Gosman, like, Barrios, like, come on, bro, like,
Vlad,
their bullpen, like, they got a couple
Hello,
guys,
Vlad.
and then they're hitting Vlad, Bichette, George Springer, Whit Merrifield, all this crazy shit, and they're just not. They only scored one run. Who do you even like? Fuck off, Toronto.
To think they dealt so much hitting over the past 2 years. Roddy Tellez, another one. They just gave up a lot of hitting.
Oh. Teoscar,
To have Brandon Belt, bro. To have Brandon Belt.
Kiermaier.
That never made sense. It never made sense.
If they don't have a good if they don't have a good offseason, like, they're again gonna have to, like, fire.
And they're not
manager.
What are they signing?
Toronto
signing Bellinger.
Yeah.
Toronto, and this is with respect to the Red Sox. Toronto can end up dead last next year. It's very possible.
Yeah,
I can see
very
it.
possible.
Yep.
We're talking about Baltimore, New York. If they bounce,
I don't think it'll happen. I think Tampa's gonna be my last place team next year, but
for reasons we'll discuss soon.
In a moment, yeah. But on the other end, the Minnesota Twins, they win, they advance. Good, good to them. I said Royce Lewis, like, that guy is fucking amazing. I really hope he stays healthy moving forward because that dude
man, Royce rooting for you, bro. Oh my gosh,
hell yeah.
Oh, he's so good.
Sonny Gray was fired up pitching. That was really good to see. Pablo Lopez was, he was diamond out there. I'm not gonna lie, guys. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But this Minnesota Twins team performing the way that they're supposed to.
Real quick on Royce Lewis. Real quick. I just want to get this out the way. It's not related because one is injuries and the other was drug addiction. But there's some parallels that I'm personally experiencing with Royce Lewis and Josh Hamilton. Where it's like, this kid was picked number 1. I heard everything about him in high school. You watch his film, the sound of the ball when it meets his bat is ridiculous. And you waiting to see this, and it's like, one hurdle, you didn't clear it. All right, whatever, you running, and then another hurdle comes up, you can't clear that. Just all these hurdles just keep coming up for this kid, and you wondering, like, damn, when is it ever going to happen? When is this player going to have the opportunity to make it happen? And of course, we're not comparing the two, but I just kind of drew a parallel to that because I'm like, Josh Hamilton, for whatever reasons, was dealing with his shit, got clean, and won an MVP, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. This kid has that same kind of talent, just talent. And
that was a crazy comparison, I don't know how far I'm in awe that you just. I'm sorry. I'm just in awe that you compared Royce Lewis to Josh Hamilton. I just went through it.
As far as number ones and damn,
no, I get it. I get it.
The wait for when we're going to see this. Like Josh, we had to wait till he was 26, 27, and he was drafted out of high school. We had to wait almost a decade for Josh Hamilton, and it was kind of getting like that with Royce because he was drafted back in 2017. Like it was going on 6, going on.
I mean, it has been a minute. Yeah, but
so I'm just glad to see it, man. I'm always happy to see someone persevere, man, especially through injuries and personal shit. But he's doing it in a loud way. It's not even like, I'm just playing every day. He's the best freaking player on the team, yo.
I'm sorry. I just really don't want to see Bryce Harper win a ring.
Like ever,
bro.
Like even
unless he comes back.
43-year-old journeyman hitting 180 at the end of a bench. Like, you don't ever want to see.
But yo, real quick, Wulfy, before you give your Twins take, I wanted to go back to the Mariners because this stat just came on my phone. The Seattle Mariners have the same number of playoff appearances in their 47-year history as ruptured testicles suffered by their players.
No way! That is a crazy stat.
They've only been in the playoffs 5 times.
If you don't sign Ohtani and stop playing, if you don't sign Ohtani and stop playing,
all right, Wulfy, how do you feel about those Minnesota Twins?
Oh, I am so on the Minnesota Twins bandwagon. I've been saying it for the last couple weeks, months. They have the pitching. They have the postseason talent. Correa's
alive!
Bro, he sucked this season. He is going off in the playoffs. He's hitting .429 through 2 games. I told you guys.
He's the Rajon Rondo of baseball. I don't know how he does this.
Bro, I'm going to do what I did a month ago. The Twins, they're a little sneaky.
No, they're more than sneaky. It's kind of loud now.
I thought you were about to explode and say some other shit.
No, that was it. I even said they're a little sneaky. But, they're sneaky. They're gonna keep going.
Nah, they kind of loud. They slam doors when they enter a room. Yeah, they slam doors.
The Rangers. Talking about slamming doors, the Texas Rangers slammed the Tampa Bay Rays door shut. For me, I'll listen.
Shoot them out, Jazzy Jeff style, Uncle Phil.
I love it. This was my favorite moment of the postseason so far. Reason being is because listen, the Rays, they gotta. I'm tired of seeing them too. They gotta go between the Wander Franco shit. Their fans not showing up. Their stadium is garbage. All this, they gotta go. I am done watching the Tampa Bay Rays. This is why I didn't give them a chance because I knew they didn't have one. The Texas Rangers looked really good, though. By the way, I'm going to say it now. Jordan Montgomery is going to be the best pitcher in this postseason. Just keep it rolling. I really love. I said it. I almost want to bet because I bet on Jordan Montgomery.
I would bet on that. I trust him. I just trust.
Rangers look good, and the Rays are done.
Well, as a division rival, I pray for times like this. And they've been answered. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you, Allah, or every Buddha, what else we got out there? Yo, so happy to see their demise. I kid you not. Now, but all seriousness, they've always been traditionally. We always looked at their lineup and wondered how they doing this. They doing witchcraft. They're burning voodoo dolls. They're up to something. And it was always, to me, you got to think about this team. They never had real fans there. They never had nothing to galvanize them outside of their own team. It's always been clubhouse. It's always been morale in that dugout to me. That's been a big staple of successful Rays teams. How close knit that team is, and I honestly think what happened with Wander Franco tore the fabric of that. I think you know what I mean. It'd be one thing if you had a vet like, let's say, Evan Longoria. We know how important he is to their history. If he was in that clubhouse or something, maybe they could have kept it together. But I don't know. I really don't like to get into the mythical part of sports. Like, if guys aren't hitting, they ain't hitting. But something tells me when that went down, that just took all the wind out their sails. And I don't know how long or far this can extend, because they already paid this dude almost $200 million, and this is nasty work.
And there's some penny pinchers.
Yeah, right.
There's some penny pinchers, man.
The guy that they chose to pay, you talking about, man, that's rough.
Yeah.
They ain't paid nobody. The guy
their fans were probably like, "Wow,
never do it
never
again."
Spend money.
They're never
going to spend money.
Nope. By
the day they want to pay a guy, he's messing with minors. Oh my god,
Ricky, I gotta say,
they're never going to pay a guy. No more, huh?
You know what I swear got in the Tampa Bay Rays head? By the way, first off, I even said they're not built for the playoffs. I said that on record. You know what I think did it?
They always prove us wrong, though.
They played the Yankees 2 weeks before the end of the season. They got into a fight. The Tampa Bay Rays guy said, "We're not concerned with that fight. We're concerned about the postseason, not unlike the Yankees." No, the Yankees got in their head and fucked all of them up, and they were thinking like, "Oh shit, a team that's below 500 beat us. Maybe we're still not as good as the Yankees. Maybe we're still not as good as the other playoff teams." And I swear the Yankees got in their head and said, "You are still a lonely, shitty Tampa Bay Rays.
You still little brother?
Yeah.
You are still little brother. You are still Fonte and Big Pooh.
The Rays and the Yankees won the same amount of playoff games.
Bro, and they are, because Texas swept them with the floor.
Little bro. You little bro.
Yo,
yes. They are. I hate to say it, but Tampa is. I actually thought I liked Tampa.
Everyone's little bro.
Get out of here, Tampa.
I told you.
Baltimore could little bro them.
Why do you think I just didn't care about them, man? But yo, Ricky, you have to go soon, right?
Nah.
No, you sure?
We rocking.
I'll be 100% honest.
I literally made an error. The game is tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Damn, but Wolf, you got to leave in 20 minutes?
I mean, like, in the next, 30 minutes, I kind of go.
All right, cool. We'll wrap this up in 30. Don't you worry.
You worry. Get the fuck out.
No, don't you worry. I got you. No. We'll wrap this up in 30.
No, so you know what it is? I got people coming over. Plus, I got to take out the dogs and feed them. Plus, clean up the whole kitchen, mop that before people.
You're good. I got you. So the Diamondbacks, they defeated the Brewers. The Brewers didn't even stand a chance. I guess. Like, we thought their pitching would come through, but their pitching God damn, man! I'm over here on MLB The Show rebuilding the Brewers franchise. I know I'm shitting on these teams, but this is another team that it's like, okay, you guys want to go and crap on the Mariners, but bro, the Brewers have needed hitting since Ryan Braun got popped for steroids, bro.
Yeah. Since Prince fielded threw his back out. Pause.
And they have the best, in my opinion, they have the best 1, 2, 3 in the whole league. So
yes,
trade them. Let's get this done with. I'm done with it. Are they gonna put the same mid team on the field next year and get everyone going and get everyone kind of defending? Because literally every year it's the Brewers, they're gonna make a little noise.
We hang on. We hang on their starting pitching, those big three, and of course Devin. And when they had Josh Hader, we had so much respect for that 1-2 punch of starting pitching bullpen, that I think we willingly just said, you know what, they're getting by with this, okay? We let it go because they let it go. But at some point, I think we all knew that the levee was gonna break. It's like, this dam ain't gonna hold but so long. Yo,
Levy was dry.
You're in the NL where I think the DH rule also kind of exposed him too, because it's like you now have an extra slot and you don't have to
pay for.
But now that DH spot is also available for your pitching. So yeah, they have this big starting three, but they still they're not as elite as they was, I would say, 2-3 years ago. At this point, I think you start to take calls on Woodruff first, because if I'm not mistaken, he's closer to free agency than the other two.
Corbin Burns, just get everything you can for him. This is it.
I would start with Woodruff, then Peralta, then I would start from. I would start.
Imagine how much they can get too for those three. Devin Williams, Yelich, right now. Now that he has a little bit.
I'm giving up Devin. Listen, if Eric Swanson could bring back a Teoscar Hernandez, what can Devin Williams bring back? If we're talking about a bat, it might be something serious. Man.
You know what pisses me off about the Milwaukee Brewers? You guys even said 1, 2, 3. They even had 1, 2 in the bullpen, right? Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks. Gallen, Merrill, 2 great pitchers. Not 3, but 2. And I even said, and I'll be honest, I take it back. I didn't hype up their lineup as much. They got...
I told you, bro.
They got Corbin. They got Lourdes Gurriel. They got Christian Walker. They got Perdomo. I mean, granted, not great, like all-star bats like the Braves, but 5
Jake
solid
McCarthy
bats.
is going to break out next year.
Yes, and by the way, I have him on a fantasy team. He's a great player. So 6.
Who?
Fellow New Yorker.
And let's even say 7. Monero behind the home plate.
Moreno?
Oh, yeah.
So that's 7.
Bro, Jordan
Brewers?
Lawler's on their fucking postseason roster right now.
Yes, sir.
What do the Brewers have?
And Drew
Christian
Jones.
Yelich?
Drew Jones, bro. So my
Christian
thing
Yelich,
is like
Willie Adames, Wilson Contreras, Rowdy Tellez who wasn't hit. Like, come on.
I do give them credit for getting in that 3-way deal to get Wilson Contreras. That was great work.
No, it was solid, but that's not,
Milwaukee.
dude. That's not even the Diamondbacks team.
But, like, listen, man, I agree with Wulfy, man. This Diamondbacks team, they are very electric. I don't think they'll get by the Dodgers because they don't have the pitching to. But I do like Brandon Pfaadt as their third good starter. Listen, didn't have the best season, but he was their best prospect at one point in time, at one point. And he showed in the postseason. I mean, he hung around. He did his thing. Mm-hmm. He's a good strikeout pitcher. I think the more he pitches in the postseason, that's really good experience for him. I think what I love the most is that both Corbin Carroll and Gabe Moreno hit big home runs for them. And that's exactly what you really wanted to see. That win or lose in this postseason, will your young guys be dogs in the postseason? And next year, they're going to have Jordan Lawler. Maybe if they feel, and we've seen it with teams all over the league, maybe they feel a little froggy and bring up Drew Jones next year. If that's what they're feeling. A lot of teams have been rushing their prospects up. This team is going to be good for a long time. Yeah. They can be good for a long time. I trust in what they have. Not in this postseason, but I trust what they have.
I think they're at where Baltimore was last year.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Yep. They're right.
Even though I would argue more that it's the Cincinnati Reds because they didn't make the postseason this year like the Orioles and they're all homegrown. I would argue that it's the Reds, but it's still a good point to make that the Diamondbacks are in that spot where, hey, you have a good offseason. You might be one of the NL favorites next year.
And with the makeup of their team, now that's a team that if Jerry Dipoto said we don't need much and I can agree. They just need a little tinkering.
This whole episode dominated by this Mariners take. I love it. But so you guys have any more takes
the Poto pod? Wait, what's that?
Nah, we're good.
All right, so the Phillies, they as expected, they get rid of the Marlins. Listen, I have nothing bad to say about the Marlins. They're gonna. I think they have a good team. Depends what they do in the offseason.
I think after all it was enough for me.
Yeah, after all the the Derek Jeter shit, Jose Fernandez stuff, Giancarlo Stanton stuff,
R.I.P.
Trading Christian Yelich and him turning into an absolute, god out there in Milwaukee. I think it's really nice to see that they had success this year. And I don't think, we knew they didn't have the team to beat the Phillies, so they just got to keep doing what they're doing. I think they're headed in the right direction. But the Phillies, man, they look special. Like, the crowd is lit. They're lit. They're hitting bombs. Oh. They're hitting in clutch situations. They're pitching. This is a scary sight this is not the team that Atlanta wanted to see right now. I promise you, this is not the team that Atlanta wants to see.
Nah, because they got an attitude about them, man. It's one thing to have the talent, but they walk around that dugout like, you know what I mean? They grabbing their jock like, man, please.
Bro, if Bryce Harper and Trey Turner, if Bryce Harper and Trey Turner walked around like this in Washington, bro, we probably would have had 3 rings.
Y'all have 2 chips. That Washington team was one of the most talented teams I've seen that decade.
And we won without Bryce.
That decade, yeah,
crazy.
That team talent was insane. But yeah, but it at this point, and you would hope that some of that would rub off on Trey Turner, because I say all the time, for a while he was my favorite player. It didn't have nothing to do with best player. He was my favorite player. When he came up with Your Nats, I fell in love with that kid. I'm a speed demon. I love.
Bro, we got him for a bag of chips too.
Oh yeah, that's
crazy.
Steven Souza Jr.
Padres smoking.
Oh my God.
Steven Souza Jr.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I even said it last year. I actually thought the Phillies should have won it.
I raised my bid to that deal. That's amazing.
No, I don't know. I mean, like, it's not
staff. Their hitting is so fucking good. They have hitting like top 7
everywhere.
But it's like, for me, I don't trust their pitching. The light came on
for Bryson Stott. The light came on for Alec Brown, and they already have their stars. Nick Castellanos is like I said. I'm a big Cassie fan. My man is hitting again, and that changes everything.
Schwarber, Castellanos, Trey Turner, Harper, those 4 alone with the other Real Muto, Stott.
Brandon Marsh
is solid. God. The only thing is their bullpen. That's the only thing that is holding me back.
Yeah.
And the rest of their starting pitching. But yeah.
I like Alvarado.
I'll take Ranger. I'll take Walker. I'll take Nola. I'll take Wheeler. Those 4, I'll take. It's their bullpen.
I only like 2 guys in that pen. Yeah, maybe 3.
I mean, you saw it in the Houston series. Like, they're a team that it's like, it's all momentum. If that momentum dies and their true colors show, man, it's like they get smoked. Like, they get crushed because their pitching ain't, up to par. I mean, like, Taijuan Walker, he's good, but like, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna get demolished one of these days here. So. Yeah, if they even give him the ball, you know what I mean?
I think it's imperative of all the pitchers, of all the guys in their starting lineup, you have to be the most judicial with how you use Walker out of all of them. Like, if he has to be a short inning guy, a mid relief guy, cool. Like, pick your spots for him, because he can literally cost you a game. By himself,
dude,
he can literally throw away a game for you. One pitch.
So we
gotta be smart with that one.
So we got 15 minutes left. So let's dig into. Is that fair enough time, Wolf?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Okay, so we got 15 minutes left. Let's look forward to the playoffs that we have upcoming. So the Houston Astros are going to open it up against the Minnesota Twins, and guys, listen. At the end of the day, Houston probably is going to end up in the World Series. But, I'd be lying to you if I told you that I didn't think the Minnesota Twins can beat the Astros. I think they can. I absolutely think that the Twins can beat the Astros.
I completely agree. They have the pitching. They have the postseason experience. Carlos Correa has a chip on his shoulder. He's going to come out those Houston Astros, guns a swinging. He's going to hit 429 again going into this postseason series. Sonny Gray, Joe Ryan, Kenta Maeda, the bullpen. they're gonna. I actually think there's a good shot they could beat the Astros.
I think that they have everything working for them in the mythical world to beat the Astros. That would make a great Walt Disney movie, like 10, 20 years down the line. But I honestly think that the Houston Astros are going to put their footprint in this.
Realistically, I do think that.
I think they know.
Oh yeah, no, I really feel like the Astros are about to put pause on the Twins.
Astros and Braves.
I think the Houston Astros. Listen, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind seeing the Astros get up out of here and they trash cans and all that. But something just tells me that they are going to David's not beating this Goliath.
I know this feels like the year that the Astros are gonna get fucking hit up on the side of their head by a team they're not supposed to, and I think it's gonna be the Twins.
They may win a game, get everyone on the sports channels and internet going crazy.
They win game one. I'll go nuts if they. Me and Wulfy will be in the chat if they win game one. Like, look, we told it.
That's what I'm saying. Matter of fact, I'll even say they'll win game one. They'll win game one, have the internet in a frenzy,
put that ticket
and I just think Houston is just going to lean on them.
Actually, I
After
agree
that,
with
they
you
just gonna
because
lean
they
on
pitched
him.
Verlander, and he hasn't been great recently. Like, you know what? Correa against Verlander, Ricky. You know what?
Yeah, but I don't want to see playoff
$100 down in the first game.
We got playoff Correa, but there's playoff Verlander too. You know what I mean? He back.
I'll put 1,000 on it. No,
playoff Verlander isn't that great, to be honest.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, depending on the stage.
Dude,
yeah.
damn,
So what's
he's gotta be ready to throw 1,000 in the first Twins game.
I don't know. I see Sonny Gray, and then you know what? I see Yordan Alvarez just hitting like a fucking 600-foot home run. Off of Sonny Gray. You know what I mean? So,
and then I've seen that sad boy look on Sonny Gray before, and
like I see like Jose Altuve just shitting on Pablo Lopez, like I see the fairy tale in my head, the Twins winning, and then it immediately goes to like the Astros just fucking sticking their dick in their ass.
I see the ultimate asshole Astro, Alec Bregman.
Right,
some 450
right, hits a home run and sticks his tongue out and just like doing.
Well, he said when they won the division, he's like, "You guys thought we wouldn't win." That was this article.
Yeah, man. This is gonna be I think this is gonna be a fun series either way. But the
is.
Orioles and Rangers. This is probably my series that I'm looking forward to the most. So I love it. One of these teams is gonna be in the ALCS. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to predict that the Texas Rangers beat the Baltimore Orioles. Listen, I like their pitching. They've taken a lot of hits in their pitching, but I trust their pitching against these young Orioles. The Orioles, they don't have much experience. They can easily fall flat on their face. Where on the other end, the Rangers, they got their best hitter is Corey Seager, who is a playoffs MVP. So, I like what the Rangers have. I think that their hitting can really get to Baltimore. And, yeah, maybe the Orioles beat the shit out of them. But, also, shout out to Baltimore, the Orioles, the season that they've had. We've given them so much love the last 3 episodes. It's finally my time to shit on them.
Much deserved.
I think the Rangers are going to beat the Orioles, but it's going to be a very, very exciting series. But I got the Rangers in 4. Yeah.
Oh, Ricky, go off.
Oh, go off? I don't really have a go off. I think that's actually pretty fair. Of course, the last pod that I was on, I felt like the Orioles could go all the way, but I wasn't accounting for matchups. And this one does not make me feel good in the pit of my stomach. Texas aligns with this team so well.
They're on a hot stretch too. Like, don't forget how they closed their season and how they just dominated the Rays.
You raised my eyebrows when you brought up Corey Seager and what he does in the postseason. I'm like, man, just what he's
if
done.
We're gonna argue for
All-Star
Correa,
break.
if we're gonna argue for Correa, Wolf, we gotta argue for Corey Seager.
All right. No, I agree.
But the bro Noah in League of His Own. I probably sent him the timestamp on this, but he's a Corey Seager fan for real. And
because Corey Seager's that
always
motherfucker,
argue
bro.
with him like Corey Seager is the Anthony Davis of baseball. Like it's all potential. Like you're gonna get out there and do it. Like I know what you could do, but every time I see Corey, for some reason he exceeds what I believe he's capable of. Like what he had almost like 350 this year, something like that.
Yeah, he did. He went
so.
off.
If he was healthy
greater
all the way
than-
through, we might have been calling him MVP.
Corey Seager is greater than what everyone thinks he is. He just has to be out there to do it more often. He's a Hall of Famer if he's out there. He just needs the games played and the stats.
Another comparison is like not Anthony Davis, but like my comparison for him is Kawhi Leonard. Like, you already
oh my god
won the chip, but it's like it's hard to rank you because you're hurt all the time. Like you're hurt in weird spots, but like when you've played, you've shown us a Hall of Fame, one of the best players of all time.
But the tipping point for me with Texas is that Baltimore, as much as I love them, as much as I love the team, as much potential as they have, the studs that's in Texas have done it before, and even the guys that can't be out there like DeGrom, they're in the ears of the younger guys, and Max has done it before. He's in the ears of the younger guys. Just even having the gray hairs around. Marcus Simeon isn't. He's never won a chip, but he's been in plenty of.
He was in the postseasons with the Athletics. He was in there with the Athletics.
Everywhere he's been in some kind of postseason situation. So he's getting his positional guys together. I think I know.
And they got a lot of fantastic. Like you guys,
you know what I think is going to help both teams.
Wolfie can say that the Orioles have all this young talent, but do not forget who the Rangers have up right now, hitting the shit out of the ball. Evan Carter. And they also got Josh Jung, Jonah Heim. They got it all, bro.
Which team has
they got what the Orioles have?
Which team has the better away record?
Oh, I don't know if that matters right now.
Because all
those away games was in warm weather. We in October right now, where the chips is.
The Orioles have a better record on. Both
I got the Rangers in 5, reluctantly.
All right, go ahead, go off.
Say Rangers in 5.
I'll be honest. I don't even. There is no going off because I agree. There is like solid talent on both sides. I just think the fact that the Baltimore Orioles are home.
I'm rooting for Baltimore though. Just saying.
Oh, dude, me too. I'm rooting for Baltimore, but I'm not against either of them. If the Rangers win, I'm actually going to root for them too. But I'm going to say one thing. The Orioles with the home field advantage, with the record they have this year, is the only reason I'm going to side with them. By the way, nothing you guys said is wrong. Nothing. Because I agree with the Rangers that they are a good team. Even with their pitching deficits, I even said it 2 episodes ago. With Jake and Scherzer being out, they actually play better when they're out by like far. They went on a 7-3 streak when Scherzer was out. They were like 2-8 before that. Like I actually like the Rangers, and I think they're going to do well. The only thing I think is going to help Baltimore is the postseason home advantage. That's it.
But at the same time, they got that home advantage. But are you gonna say it's a 5-game series? Let's remember that. Do you think that the Orioles are gonna beat Rangers in game 1 and 2?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Jeez, because I was gonna say I see a 1-1 split, and then it's back in Texas.
Because you got to remember,
2 games at home.
Texas played 2 days ago, 2 days ago. So that means their 1 and 2 are not pitching the 5th day. So that means
but at the same time, the Rangers
advantage.
But Baltimore also had this break. They got the bye. while the Rangers just came out of the season having to fight for the division still.
Which was my point. Yeah, they had
go right into the playoffs, and they won both of their games.
They had to face more stuff recently. They're probably tired. They had to come through all this energy just to get through the wild card. Baltimore's like, oh, we're good.
Tired, or do they have more momentum?
If it wasn't as long of a stretch, because you got to remember they had a momentum for like 3 weeks. It wasn't like the last 2 days, dude. It was the last 3 weeks. So that's the only thing. I'm going with Baltimore, like 100%.
All right.
You know what's crazy? In my 5-game series, I got to go on Baltimore, Texas, Texas.
No, if it gets to Game 5, I don't know. That atmosphere in Baltimore is going to be insane. Gunnar Henderson's going to hit like 2 home runs. If it gets to Game 5, yeah, it's going to be crazy. I'll say the Rangers have to wrap it in 4. They have to wrap it in 4.
That's interesting.
They ain't doing that.
See,
that Game 5
here's my philosophy.
Atmosphere and a half.
Here's what I'm thinking. Baltimore wins Game 1 off of energy and, gusto, all that stuff, home field. Then Texas come right the ship because I don't believe they're going back to all in 10-0-2. Then, it could be Texas winning Game 3, or it don't even matter. I think that series somehow gets split. No. Baltimore's winning that Game 3. They're going to win that Game 3 because if Texas go up and Baltimore takes Game 4 and they go back to Camden, then I got the Orioles. So it gotta
there we go.
It's gonna be Baltimore.
It's gonna be
Baltimore, Texas.
Baltimore.
I think
Texas,
winning
Texas,
Game
Texas.
4 will demoralize Baltimore, so they can get that win.
All right,
on
fair
their home
fair
field.
enough. So the Dodgers and the D-backs. This is short. I just don't think the D-backs are ready for this. I think the Dodgers are gonna make it look easy. I see a sweep. Maybe the D-backs get Game 3 in Arizona, maybe. But I don't know. Yeah, you can say what you want about the Dodgers' talent. The D-backs are on the up and up, but I don't know. I think Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman are both going to have historic postseasons, and they're going to happen at the same time. And you know what? I don't think Clayton Kershaw has a bad postseason either, being that there's a lot relying on Clayton Kershaw this year. I think he comes through. And I got the Dodgers sweeping the D-backs. That's all, and that's that. But shout out to Arizona, man. I really love what they were able to accomplish this year.
Shout out to the Snakes. And not just Clayton ain't just hanging around. He's been effective for real. He turned it up his last few starts.
Julio Urias decided to beat another woman at the wrong time, man.
Oh my god!
At the wrong time. Oh my lord. Then Walker wants to blow out his arm at the wrong time too. That'd be the only thing. Like that you would think like, oh my gosh, this is looking real shaky in that starting rotation, and they still cobble these innings together, and you know what I mean. They're never giving up more than 2 or 3 runs, and the Dodgers don't do things to hurt themselves. You know what I mean. If the Dodgers lose, for the most part, you can see why. It's not really something that
they have to get smoked to lose. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Gave away. You know what I mean? It's kind of been like this their whole.
So you got
recent existence too.
You got Dodgers in a sweep?
Nah.
What's your take? What's your take?
I think it's going to be a close game because, to be honest, like I understand the Dodgers might have won the division. They have some good bats. Their pitching sucks. Their starting pitching sucks. Like, we had literally Merrill Kelly not even pitch in the wild card series, and they won. Like, what are we talking about? Like, dude, there's like 4 to 5 guys in Arizona. The Dodgers sputtered throughout the whole year. Oh, they had one good hot streak in August because of Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. Dude, they were in second place for the first 3 months of the season. Let's not act like the Dodgers are some super powerhouse Braves team because they have some good bats. They have no pitching. Their starting pitching sucks. Their bullpen's not bad. Not bad.
I would even argue that their lineup depth is a little overrated too.
Yeah, I would
like
too.
outside of Freeman and Mookie.
Will Smith's good. Lux here and there.
I love Will Smith.
Me
and
too.
JD Martinez, oh my lord, he turned it around for real.
But my point being is like it's not some like powerhouse sweep. Like, I don't want it to be like, I mean, it could be a
Right.
sweep. Any series could be a sweep. But it's like, yo, Arizona has proved it in the last 2 games. Arizona's proved it through the last, few months of the season and the first few months of the season. It's not like some, like, assured, like,
The Dodgers still won
Rockies, the
100 games,
Dodgers.
man. That's all I gotta say. The Dodgers still won 100 games. There's a reason that they're still good. They're a powerhouse.
Yeah, that was the
They're a
counterpoint to
powerhouse.
my own argument.
The
That
majority
part.
of their
They're
division,
machine.
the majority of their games are against the division. The Rockies are the worst team in baseball. The Padres sucked. The Giants sucked. I mean, relatively. Like, I'm not saying they're not good, but, like, let's not overrate them.
Either way, let's conclude this with the Braves and the Phillies. Listen, guys, I'm gonna go out here and say it. I'll go out on the limb.
I wish this
I'll
was
be the one that
the-
looks. I'll be the one that looks bad if it happens. I got the Phillies in 5.
Me
I
too.
think that.
Me too.
Listen, I don't. The Braves are sensational, but at the same time, I don't trust their pitching. Max Fried has looked very shaky. He's been hurt, not hurt. Spencer Strider, even though he's striking out literally everybody, he still has a high 3 ERA. They don't really have too many guys behind those two that are going to go out and pitch you gems. Their bullpen has been shaky all year. It's just their offense has been so good. You don't really see it. The Phillies got the brotherly love. The Phillies got the crack. They got the Bryce Harper and the Trey Turner and everybody just going nuts over there. I don't think the Braves can win in Philadelphia, man, because that atmosphere is going to be absolutely insane. It sucks because I want to see the Braves win while Acuna is on the field, but I don't think it's this year. I got the Phillies, and my reasoning is brotherly love.
Ricky, go on.
Man. I'm always nervous when the best team in the league is an offensive juggernaut. You know what I mean? Where it's not like this team is built on pitching and defense, because that just plays everywhere. That's like a running game in the NFL. It goes it travels everywhere.
Yep.
Hitting, it just makes me uneasy. We saw Marcelo Osuna. As hot as he can get, he's also one of those dudes that could go 1 for 20. And as much as I like Matt Olson, he has a lot of 3 outcome in his swing. It's either walk, strikeout, or homer. Sometimes, not all the time. He's improved on that. I even could look at Ronald Acuna and just think, man, what is all of that? The power, the speed, running, hitting the bag. Oh yeah, 73 steals, playing defense. What does that do for you now? We're in October, and you've been doing this since March spring training. Like, where is he physically? Like, you know what I mean? Where is he not warned? Are we getting 100% Ronald Acuna? Of course not. We're not getting 100% anybody right now. You made a great point about the pitching. I actually trust Max Fried a little more at this point. He's actually been okay to me for the most part.
He's just not healthy. He's not healthy.
I don't trust Strider. I don't know what's going on, but to me, I think when he gets a bat in the box, his thing is 3 strikes and not 1 out. If you feel what I'm saying, like, he's trying to get everyone out, and a lot of the times it's like, yo, just all you got to do is, maybe throw a little cutter here, but he's trying to go for punch outs. A lot of times relying on, the one, his heater. You got this wipeout slider. You got a very good changeup. I would like to see more versatility in his pitching repertoire. And these major leaguers, they time you up 100. You throw 100, it don't matter. I see it enough. It looks like 92, and it's gonna end up in that little kid stands over there with the hot dog in the second row.
Hey, yo.
He has to get more variance to his pitching, and to expect that now. This is something you work out in spring training. Yeah, I don't know. And then you look at Philly, and they're just like I said, they're giving me these lovable idiot
they're playing
Red
baseball
Sox
with
vibes.
love, bro. It's great.
Very kid-like. They don't
They got
like
something to prove.
all this stat stuff that
Wait,
we're
so
talking about.
Ricky, who you got then? What's your prediction? This is how I felt, but I'm just going full Philly.
They're starting in Atlanta, correct? The series is starting in Atlanta. Series starting in Atlanta, right? They got home field, right? Yo, Wolf, you alright? You got a lavender insect in your crib or something?
Yo,
One of them
it's
lavender bugs? Lantern bugs, whatever they call them. You got an invasion going on? Yo, so yeah, all right.
That scared the
So
shit
all
out
right,
of me.
the
My dog
series.
was at the door and like banging his tail on the door, and it sounded like someone was like walking down my fucking hall. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
I watched.
But yeah,
too
Ricky,
many horror
gun to
games
your
be
head.
played like that.
Gun to your head. No ifs, ands, or buts. Who's winning the series?
Good boy.
I got Philly,
All right.
and it may not
All
even
right.
go to 5.
Wow, we
it may not
all
even
got
go to
Philly.
5.
Yeah,
It may not even go to 5.
I was gonna say I agree with Philly because the thing is about the Braves. I said it before. I think they're too comfortable with being like, we're so good. We're going to the playoffs. I agree with Ricky. I don't think their pitching is.
Do
as
we
good as
believe
everybody
that, or do
thinks.
they believe that?
No,
we believe that, or do they believe that?
They believe it because they did it last year. They lost to Philly last year. They're gonna lose again this year. Philly's got the brotherly love. They got decent pitching. They have like 4 guys: Ranger, Wheeler, Nola, Walker. That's 4 good guys. 4 good.
Zach Wheeler is on a tear right now. Like
I still think the Braves.
Dipoto
I still take the Braves pitching over the Phillies pitching. It's just brotherly love.
I just think the fact that it's almost like the
Not
Royals
the
in
bullpen.
2014 and 15. The Royals went to the World Series in 2014, lost it, came back in 15 and won it. Same thing with Phillies. Come back and
Damn, Wulfy. It's like for baseball on this podcast, it's great Phillies, but us as Nats and Mets fans, I don't want to see that.
I hate it, but I gotta be.
I have no dog in this race.
Yeah, but either way, that was another episode of our High and Inside podcast. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, sell your souls, get on the train, get the train run on you, whichever way. Tune in.
And while you're, even if you gonna check in and you want to play that new Drake that came out today, at least you know what I mean. Throw us on. We'll look good. On mute while while he's harmonizing and all that. Like
yeah,
I
and
we
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and if you guys, we got a sports Facebook group. If you guys want to connect with us there
it's going
too.
popping recently.
All those links will be down below. Yeah, like I said, get in tune. Have a good day. Enjoy the playoffs. This is gonna be fucking epic.
Oh yeah, and we'll be back with a lot more, a whole lot more.
See you next week.
Peace.
BDP.